Well, hello everybody. You guys having a party? It seems like you guys are in celebratory mode today. I certainly am. I've had a wine, I've had a coffee, and you're going to be the recipient, beneficiaries of that. Right, so let's hope, I'm going to get this out of the way. So guys, this is an education. So I'm going to try and educate you in how to make an entertaining speech. I hope it's going to be entertaining. It means I have to be entertaining, which is, I suppose, a bit difficult, but I'll try, guys, I'll try. So, guys, I'm going to tell you a secret. This is just between you and me, okay? Don't tell anyone else this, because if you tell anyone else this, they're going to be able to make an entertaining speech like that. Okay? This is the secret. If you want to entertain people, you've got to tell a story. You tell a story. That's the best way, the very best way there is to make a speech. If you're telling a story, you're sharing something, you're sharing an experience, you're humanizing yourself, you're relating yourself to other people. It makes you a very captivating speaker. So make it entertaining. Today I'm going to tell you about some of my experiences 2 years ago when I had a girlfriend in Michigan. I was in Michigan, upper peninsula of Michigan. It's just bizarre. It's a bizarre place. I think we actually went to the Bermuda Triangle of Michigan and we lost 20 minutes. We lost 20 minutes. We lost 20 minutes. I thought we were going to sink. I'm going to tell you about that, but not just yet. First, I'm going to give you some pointers because this is an educational on making a speech. So these are the pointers. So if you want to entertain people, tell the punchline at the start. Because if you don't tell the punchline at the start and you're telling a huge long story, you're going to bore everyone stupid. Everyone's going to be like, boo, boo, this is boring, right? So I just told you my punchline at the start. I told you where I'm going with my story. Second point, use a prop. So, that's a prop. I just did a spectacular little thing there. But this is actually my prop. I've got a few photos to show you. I'm going to show you some awesome photos. This is the nervous crew on the ship. They don't know where they are. They're actually lost in the fog. I don't know what happened. We lost 20 minutes. Weird. He's looking out the window. He's like, where's the island? Where's the island? Please, there's no island. We'll get to that. But this is my prop. So, make the people you're giving a speech to look at a picture. So Dave, he purchased a projector for the club. And he shows pictures on the wall because you give people something to look at. They're going to be so entertained. They're going to be so captivated. At least it'll distract them from the boredom of the speech if the speech is boring. In addition, what you want to do is be super enthusiastic, be bubbling over with enthusiasm, be literally on fire, and your audience will also be on fire. With enthusiasm, because that's the only way to activate someone. You have to be on fire with enthusiasm. Your audience's minds will become on fire. In addition, a pause is good. A pause really gets things going because a pause, well, we know what a pause does. It creates drama, doesn't it? It creates drama. So pause is very important. Also in your story, you might want to use personal stories. You might want to be extremely expressive as well. That's important. Also, here's a tip. If you want to become like a guru in the speaking world, say things which turn preconceived ideas on their head. So you always thought you did things this way? No way. You do things that way. That's how you really do them. And people will say, wow, this guy's smart. I think that's important. So I'm going to try to employ some of those techniques in the little stories I'm about to give you about northern Michigan, which is a very mysterious place. Who's been to Michigan? Yes, you've been to Michigan. So you go to Michigan.
Lost 40 minutes.
Sorry.
Lost 40 minutes in Michigan.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's a spooky place. So I had a girlfriend there 2 years ago. You're sitting by the campfire. And she's telling me stories, not ghost stories, alien abduction stories. She says this is the first house she's lived in where she hasn't been abducted by aliens. The first one. She's telling me all these stories about creepy dolls coming alive, aliens in a room. They want to attack her sister. All sorts of crazy stuff. So America, I don't know, something about Michigan, something about America. They have this thing where maybe the geomagnetic. I don't know what's going on with Michigan, but it's weird. And so they have anomalies in Michigan. Anomalies. And when they go on holiday, they go to something called the Upper Peninsula. The Upper Peninsula, so Michigan looks like a hand, surrounded by lakes. Here's the Upper Peninsula branching off in this direction. You cross over a bridge, a very long bridge. That's the Upper Peninsula. It's like Tassie. It's like us going to Tassie. Low population, bears, wolves. You camp there. It's nice. It's creepy. Not many people. It's absolutely freezing. And it's got millions of mosquitoes trying to bite you. You know, have you ever had to run away from the mosquitoes? So in some parts of Michigan, you have to actually run away. You have to run back to the car. That's how bad it gets. We have no idea about mosquitoes here in this country. We have an idea about flies, but not about mosquitoes. I don't know. There's something about the Upper Peninsula. So you see this is a road in the Upper Peninsula. And you see there's a smoke trail? There's like a smoke trail. You see that smoke trail?
No.
You see it? You see it? There's a smoke trail. Okay. They're insects, and for some reason they're hovering above the road for miles and miles and miles. You're driving for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles, and these insects are hovering above the road. It's just unbelievable. It's just absolutely unbelievable. So Michigan, you know, it's a weird place. It's a weird place. There's a thing called the Paulding Light. So that's the Paulding Light, and it's basically an old road that's abandoned, and the headlights of the cars of dead drivers appear at the end of the road, and they're all dead apparently. So yeah, when after dark, so you wait. But what I wanted to tell you about, guys, was this place. Who's seen Somewhere in Time? This brilliant movie, Somewhere in Time. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's Christopher Reeve. The plot is, woman says to him, "Come back to me. Come back to me." And he says, "Who are you?" He researches her. She lived in the 1920s. He hypnotizes himself into going back into the 1920s. He goes back to the 1920s. He lives in the 1920s. He falls in love with her. Then he pulls out a coin out of his pocket with Kennedy on it. It pulls him back to the present. He kills himself. Quite a movie. But this hotel on Mackinac Island in Michigan featured there. And just a brilliant place, just a brilliant island. And the problem with this thing was we were essentially, we were caught on a boat. It was, and we lost 20 minutes. It took 20 minutes to get to a certain island, to get to that island. 40 minutes, sorry. It should have taken 20 minutes. And what happened was, the crew, they were panicking. They couldn't find the island. The guy said, "You guys need some help?" And it was very stormy water. That's the water. I thought I was going to die. It was crazy. But we did get to that island. So I was thinking, well, if we lost 20 minutes, it took 20 minutes extra to get there. Did that inspire the movie about time travel? Somewhere in Time.